In other news, this hour, President Mbombela Cyril Ramaphosa today meeting ANC party officials in Mbombela in Mpumalanga province. He's there to address political developments. These, of course, as questions are coming up as to whether the province is ready to kickstart its long-delayed provincial conference at the party level. There's been instability with the National Working Committee dissolving the interim party provincial committee. Senior reporter Siphamandla Goge is in Mbombela covering this story for us on this Monday afternoon. Good afternoon, Ncome. Mpumalanga's provincial conference of the ANC won't take place this weekend, we understand. Why so? Why is that?
Because there are long-standing, outstanding disputes that we are told that the party's national leadership at Luthuli House still needs to finalize. Now, a number of branches of the ANC wrote to the mother body to complain about alleged irregularities when it comes to the manipulation of processes leading up to the branch general meetings of the ANC. For the ANC in Mpumalanga to convene its long-delayed provincial conference, they need a threshold of 70%. Technically, they've met that threshold of 70% because the province has got about 400 branches. They need 280 branches for that conference to be convened. They've got about 300 branches that have convened their branch general meetings. But in that 300, a number of disputes arose, and then that has delayed the process. So this coming weekend was meant to be the date for convening the long-delayed provincial conference. But it's not going to happen because the national leadership has ordered that some of those branch general meetings be rerun, and then after that you can convene a conference. And this conference is long overdue. Mpumalanga last held an elective conference in 2015. That's when David Mabuza was elected chairperson of the ANC in Mpumalanga. In 2017, he was elected deputy president of the ANC during the Nazareth conference. The province was meant to go to the Provincial General Council to replace him. That did not happen. So now the National Working Committee of the ANC has disbanded the Provincial Executive Committee and put in place a provincial task team in a way to oversee and run the affairs of the organization leading up to the provincial conference. Let's take a listen to what Lindy Wenchalinchali told us earlier on.
The approved dates of the conference was that the tentative date was 11 to 13 April. But remember, I said we've got a pending meeting with your Luthuli House, the organizing. Indeed, we have met with them, and the feedback we got from the TG is that we also in that meeting, decisions that were taken, there are branches who were disputing some of the outcomes. There are branches who said the new membership system, as you scan, you must synchronize it so that it reports to Luthuli and give you an audit outcome. So some of the scanners were not aware that they should synchronize. Some, they thought they have scanned and yet they haven't. So if it's still 000, it means your branch is disqualified. But they were given, as per the guideline, your 7 days of going back and rerunning. So since Friday, these branches were rerunning, and that 7 days lapses on Thursday.
Well, Siphamandla, I understand. I mean, you can hear that explanation there for Ms. Nchalinchali, but I understand there are threats of legal action.
Indeed, and those threats are imminent. Before I expand on that, let me ask Bonga Mkhize to show you members of the ANC structures in Mpumalanga going back inside. They are going to listen to the president of the party now, Cyril Ramaphosa, addressing them. The entire morning has been about party structures and members raising their issues and things that they are not happy with. The president of the ANC is meeting with party structures from eNCA region in Mbombela. There is that interim provincial task team that is in place. He's meeting with that task team, but also members of branches of the ANC here in Mpumalanga, eNCA region, and he's discussing issues that are affecting branches. And that threat of legal action by some aggrieved members of the ANC to take the party to court if they continue convening the eagerly awaited provincial conference is imminent. There are those who have threatened to go to court saying there have been allegations of manipulation of processes. They allege that some branch general meetings were rigged, that they were not co-raiding, and therefore they cannot go to conference because that will simply mean that the conference will have to be declared null and void. It would have been constituted or convened unconstitutionally. So they want to go to court. They have threatened that if the interim structure takes the province to conference, they will go to court to try and interdict that. And those are some of the issues that will be discussed here with Party President Cyril Ramaphosa. But take a listen to how Lindiwe Ntshali responded when we asked her about that imminent legal threat.
Remember, you see, there's a new tendency, if I may call it, where when you go to conference, branches are at the court. The very same person who's threatening to take us to court, he once did 2 years ago. We won that case, and now he wants to go again and threaten us with court. And I think it's high time that the NEC decision to say when you lose after taking the ANC to court, we must attach their properties and recover the cost, because some of these members, they are costing the ANC, because defending the ANC, it's money. It's not a child's play to go and appoint an advocate to defend the movement. So hence we're saying once they lose, we'll make follow-ups and make sure that we attach and recover our monies, because if we don't teach them a lesson and to respect the organizational protocols, people will go to court, people will go to other platforms, and yet there's internal processes and platforms where they can raise their issues.
I guess, Siphamandla, I mean, fighting your disagreements and your battles in court might be costly, but the concerning matter is violence within the party there. What is the ANC saying about violence within the party in that province?
Indeed, Pradhan, I'll respond to that issue about violence, but I've spotted Lindiwe Ntshali here. I really want to hijack here to get a comment. Very briefly, your president is about to address. Talk to us about the program now. How far are you with your closed session? What has come out of this gathering?
We have moved a lot. A presentation has been done, interaction with our structures. We have presented the true reflection of our challenges. And now we're going to allow structures to raise their issues. And then after, the president will be responding and talking to other issues raised. But where we are now is the time for also our branches to do self-introspection.
And that self-introspection will have to do with the issue of violence here in Mpumalanga. People have been shot at, others stabbed. That's something that worries your president and your members here in Mpumalanga.
So true, even myself, it worries me because I can't sleep at night. Imagine going to a meeting and come home in a coffin. Imagine going to a meeting and you via hospital. It's not good, hence it should be addressed.
Thank you very much for time. That is Lindiwe Ntshali, who is the coordinator here of the interim structure of the ANC in Mpumalanga, basically briefing us that now members of the ANC are going back inside. They will be addressed there. And it's the issue that is really worrying too many people, political violence. The National Working Committee of the ANC has raised a concern, particularly about 3 powerful and influential provinces of the ANC, being Mpumalanga, the Eastern Cape and KwaZulu-Natal, where we have seen incidents of people being killed after attending meetings of the ANC. In some cases here in Mpumalanga and KwaZulu-Natal, people were attacked and killed during meetings of the ANC. So the issue of political violence is something that will be under the spotlight here at this gathering, where ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa is meeting with the structures of the ANC, brother.
Okay, no, thank you very much. This Siphamandla, we got the latest view of the ANC in terms of violence among its structures and affecting various officials there in Mpumalanga. Thank you very much for that update. The president of the party said to be addressing some of those issues this afternoon. Of course, we'll get an update later on from Siphamandla Goge, our senior reporter here at eNCA. Now,